Let's talk politics now and go to the opposition, the leader of the DA, and that's Mmmusi Maimane. Mmmusi, I've seen a couple of comments from you on social media and also on websites, but just give us your thoughts when you first heard this news breaking last night.
Good afternoon, and I think you can't get a more reckless and irresponsible decision on the part of the President. In this instance, we believe that the President, in fact, has set the economy of South Africa on an absolute tailspin. Against a ratings downgrade, to remove someone who was beginning to find his feet in a very crucial portfolio of government, in a world where South Africans are finding it harder to get work, the President could not have sent the most negative message you can put before the people of this country. And for me, and my reaction was, you can't act in a more reckless manner.
Mmmusi, Mr. David van Rooyen, do you have any knowledge of him?
I've been a member of Parliament. I haven't heard much from Mr. van Rooyen, but even if he could be suitably qualified, which has not been tested yet, the issue here is, does he have the political capital to be able to direct government's program, to be able to stand up to the President on issues like SA and the nuclear deal, to be able to stand up to cabinet colleagues and say, we cannot sustain spending at the level that we are. We can't keep making government departments bigger and employing more people into the state fiscus. These are questions that are before South Africans and the economy. And certainly what we did not need is someone who hasn't got the political capital in the ANC moving from the backbench literally to such a senior position in government. And I think, to me, it certainly doesn't help South Africa, and certainly doesn't help South Africa's economy.
Doesn't help you much either, Mmmusi, unfortunately. It's a double negative for you, because in certain other democracies, democracies in the so-called developed world, if this had happened, if this sort of extraordinary, astonishing, startling, ridiculous, irrational event had happened, then there would immediately be a vote of no confidence, there'd be a general election, and the opposition would get in. Nothing's going to happen, of course, so you don't get the benefit of coming to power. And number two, as a South African citizen, you're stuffed like the rest of us, because inflation's going to go up, interest rates are going to go up, and the economy is going to stall even more. So bad luck.
We can't just leave it to bad luck. I think more than anything, all of us as South Africans, this is a call for us to take action. You are correct that in any globalized economy, some serious action would take place. Motions would then be brought in place. This, in this instance, is an irrational decision, and we believe that the action that we must take now is for more and more South Africans, starting at next year's general election or local government elections, to vote out ANCs in key cities. Then furthermore, what we've got to do is, certainly in January, we'll be taking strong action, certainly against the presidency, because we believe that these are the stances that we must take. If the President is going to destroy our economy, it certainly can't be on our watch. And we, as citizens of this country, need to take action. And so, yes, I agree with you that these are worrying signs as inflation goes up, as all of those. But if you look at the story of Africa, when more people lose work, the economy simply cannot be sustained. Change also must take place. And I believe that this is a moment in South Africa where we must take deliberate and decisive actions to bring change in this country.
There are some murmurings of other potential reshuffles within this particular cabinet. Are you also slightly nervous as to the movement that might take place there and the impact again on South African market sentiment?
We've already started to see some of those impacts. I mean, certainly in the Rand is a key issue. We're seeing some consequences in terms of business confidence and investor confidence. The question about business confidence has been one that's been going on for a number of weeks now, and I think within that context, my biggest worry is the fact that even the prospects of job creation are becoming less and less. So it does have a profound impact on the middle class, but an even deeper and severe one for those who are not working. So if I look at all of the impact in the economy, it also means that government's ability to be able to collect revenue can be significantly compromised, which worries me from a tax point of view, because many South Africans, the more they lose confidence in the tax system, the more they're more inclined to find other ways to avoid tax. And I think it's a worrying trend, certainly for a government that has got a high welfare objective that it must put before it.
Mmmusi, thanks so much for your time this lunchtime. That's Mmmusi Maimane, the leader of the Democratic Alliance.